Hey everybody, welcome to the Black Sheep Props channel. I'm Steve and I'm here to teach you the tips, tools, techniques, and materials for building your very own super cool EVA foam props. Now in our last build we went toys when we built the Lego lightsaber. Turned out great, super easy. And if you missed that build, we'll include the link in the description below to our channel's homepage so you can go over there and check out lightsaber, Lego lightsaber, or any of the other cool builds there. But for this build, we're going to go sci-fi. So, without further ado, Black Sheep Props would like to introduce you to the newest member of the family. Yeah, love it. Check that out. Very cool. It is the Ray Gun from the classic sci-fi puppet show, Thunderbirds. Actually, they're not puppets, they're marionettes. So there you go, the Ray Gun from Thunderbirds. Check that out. Super cool, really glossy. We've got the blue and the red super gloss on there, a little bit of silver detail work, but check out that shape, man. That thing is jamming. Tons of circle work in here to get this whole barrel assembly done, and a lot of shaping on here. Look at that, tons and tons of shaping. And the way that we merge the handle up into the body is super cool. But as usual, totally doable, super easy, and super fun. So in this episode, making an EVA foam Thunderbirds Ray Gun, we're going to build this baby, we're going to seal it, and we're going to paint it. And if you want to build along with us, you can. We'll include the link in the description below to the storefront, so you can go and yank a template if you want. Or if you don't want to, that's cool too. Sit back, check it out, enjoy. That's it. If you're ready to hit it, let's make something. All right, that's all of the pieces for our Ray Gun. We've got everything from thin 2mm up to 1.5 inches, that's 36mm, and over here we've got a 48mm, that's 2 inches. All right, we're gonna be stacking up here, we're gonna be stacking up here, and we're going to be doing a lot of cutting. All right, now, this is going to be very interesting right here. We have circles drawn and we have a center dot, and that's going to be very crucial because if it doesn't all line up, it's going to look wonky. So, let's get going. All right, there we go. Now, you know the drill. Both sides are cemented. Let them both dry. Then it can make contact. All right, there we go. Now we've got all 3 of these pieces. We're going to take these over to the bandsaw and the scroll saw, and we're going to cut them all out. All right, there we go. Perfect. All right, now we're going to be doing some shaping. So we have guides to follow while we're shaping, and then this piece, there's the side view for this piece, all right? This is gonna take a lot of shaping, all right? This is gonna come in, and we're getting a real intense curved shape on here. But we're gonna take our time, we're gonna put our dust mask on, and our gloves, and we're gonna hit it. All right, there we go. We rounded off our corners. Pretty nice. Now we're going to come in with our 220 sanding sticks just to smooth it out a little more. All right, now let's tighten it up with some heat. Cool shaped edge right there. That's nice. All right. Next comes this one. All right, now what we're going to do, just to make this a little bit easier, is we're going to come in with our rough bit so that we can shape it. All right, there we go. That's pretty shaped right there. All right, now we're going to come in with our smooth bit and we're going to start to clean it up. Wow, look at that crazy thing, man. Let's seal it. Good grief. All right, here we go. Now here is the template for cutting these little notches out, okay? We're gonna cut the notches out of all three of these pieces, all right? So we're gonna go over to the bandsaw and we're gonna cut each one of these notches out. All right, check that out. We cut our notch out on all three pieces, just like that. And now when we stick these together, we're gonna have this cool little, look at that. Oh, nice. That's right where our handle's gonna go. That is insane. Look at that. All right, let's start. All right, we're going to come in here, we're going to line our cuts up just like that and like that. All right, there we go, perfect. Now we're going to stick this one down. All right, there we go. There we go. All right, now we're going to come in with this big, thick 1.5 piece. That's a 36 millimeter, and we're going to cut this handle out on the scroll saw. All right, there we go. Check that out. Now, this is going to slip right in there. Oh, yeah. We're going to begin shaping this thing, okay? All right, we transferred all of our lines to both sides. Now, what we're going to do first is we're going to come in here and we're going to taper this little finger guard right here. All right, so those are our lines right there. We're going to go over to the bandsaw and we're going to knock these out. All right, instead of coming all the way back to here, we're only going to come right to here. All right, there we go. It's tapered. Perfect. Now we can come back in and we can transfer our finger guard line back in. All right, we're going to come in with our super rough bit to tear out a big portion of it first. All right, there we go. We are roughed out, and I mean rough. All right, now we're going to come in with our smooth bit. All right, there we go. We've got it nicely shaped out. We've got the edges rounded. Now we're going to come in here with our round bit. Actually, we're going to come in with our bullet tip just to clean up in there a little bit. All right, now we're going to come in with our 220 sandpaper. we're just going to clean it up a little bit more. All right, let's seal it. All right, there we go. Nice and smooth. That is pretty nice. Now you can take all the time you want. You can really shape it, but that fits pretty good. Feeling good. All right, now we're going to take one of our Forstner bits. We're going to poke a hole through here so we can feed the scroll saw blade through here, and we're going to cut this out on the scroll saw. All right, there we go. Not bad. Now, we're going to round these inner edges off. There we go. Slightly softened edge. Let's tighten it up. All right, there we go. That is pretty nice. Got the taper. All right. Now it's fun time. We're going to stick this down. All right, here we go. We've got dry contact cement, so we're going to have to really be careful with what we're doing here. So we're going to there we go. Since we can bend the foam, we stretched it so we could fit it in without the dry sides touching. All right, there we go. Check it out, man. We are tight all the way around here on both sides. We're flush right there, nice and smooth, because we're going to be sticking a piece to that flat front. All right, here we go. Now it's time. We're going to cut all these circles out, and except for the 12 millimeter, we can do all these with an X-Acto knife. All right, we're going to cut them out. We're going to have to keep everything in order. We have all of our centers marked, either with a dot or a crosshair, because these are all going to have to line up perfectly or it's going to look real crazy. So we're going to take our time. We're going to start cutting all these circles out. That's it, just like that. We're going to take our time. We're going to cut them all out. All right, here we go. We've got our 3s and our 6s here. These are going to make a stack. Now this is all going to be one stack right here. Okay, we've got a 6 millimeter, a 12, and then here is 1 through 19 in 4 millimeter. Check that out. Not bad. All right, here we go. Now we're going to begin assembling all of these, okay? But before we assemble, all right, we're going to be rounding some edges off, all right? So let's get that organized. All right, our 3 6 millimeter pieces, we're going to round the edges. Now we took this 1 through 19, all right? Now the even numbers, 2 through 18, they're going to be spacers. So we're not going to need to round the edges off, but the odd numbers, 1 through 19, are going to need to be rounded. So we're going to round all the edges of these. All right, here we go. Now we're going to come in with this piece of foam right here. All right, nice thick piece of foam. We're going to stick it down in there like that. All right. We're going to start with this big one at the bottom, and I'll show you what we're going to do. All right, there's our center mark. Right, we're going to get it started right through the center. There we go. Now we're going to push this all the way down to the bottom so it's sitting flat. Right now we're going to slide it all the way down. All right, now what we're going to do is we're going to make a little donut of glue, okay? We're not going to go where our dot is in the middle. because we don't want any glue near the center where our post is. All right, there we go. Now we're just gonna take our time, one at a time. All right, there we go. That's it. We're gonna do a rounded piece, then the spacer. The next rounded piece, then the spacer, and we're gonna do it all the way down our pole so that we know that everything is centered. All right, that's it. Take your time, do spacer, rounded, all the way up. All right, there we go. Check that out. That's 1 through 19. That's pretty jamming. It's not exactly perfect, but it is really close. All right, now we're gonna come in with these 3mm and these 6mm, and we're gonna add these to it. All right. Just like that. All right, there we go. Nice. Now the whole time, whether we were contact cementing or super gluing, we stayed away from the center, and the reason is this. There we go. Ta-da! Just like that. We didn't want it to stick. So there we go. There's our coils, which are crazy awesome. And this is going to come in here right in the middle like that. All right, we've got one piece. We've got our 6mm wedge. That's going to go on the very bottom. We slipped our little rod back in so we can put this last piece in. There we go. That's it right there. Perfect. There it is. We got our 6mm spacer on the back. Now that whole thing's going to come in here and float right in the center like that. So let's make a mark so that we know. All right. Stick one side down, come around to this side, make sure we're in a good spot. And we are. Oh, wow. That is so nice. Nice. All right, now, before we do our barrel, we're going to come in with this 6mm piece of foam and we're going to cut out a trigger. There it is, right there. All right, there we go. That's nice. All right, let's make a center mark and let's put it in. All right, there's our center mark right down in here. Now we're going to come in with a little bit of super glue. Tiny little piece of glue down at the bottom. Real tight so it bonds. All right, there we go. The bottom of our trigger is bonded. Now press it down right there. Nice. Very cool. All right, here's our 12mm dowel and a 3mm wrap for making our barrel. Real quick double check just to make sure that our wrap is the correct length. That's perfect. All right, we're all set. Now, you know what we do when we cut a wrap? We slightly bevel cut the end so that when they come together, they make great contact. So we're gonna tip our knife a little bit, slide right through. All right, there we go. Now we have a bevel on this side and a bevel on this side. All right, we've got both cemented. Let's give it a minute, then we'll wrap it. There we roll it. And we're going to roll it. Oh man, this is gonna match perfectly. Doing. Okay, now we're getting the ends so that they can stick together. All right, let's get our seam together, just like that. Right from there to there. All right, there we go. A little bit of glue residue on the seam is now gone. Let's go make our 2 cuts. All right, there we go, perfect. Now we're gonna come in and we're gonna get some of these little frays off the end. Look at that. That's pretty cool. All right, nice. What we also just did was we just went off camera and we dremeled a little tighter right in here on both sides of the handle. Handle was a tiny bit thick when we grabbed it. We just wanted to contour it a little bit more. So we ground out of here and out of here with our rough bit, and then we went back in with our smooth bit and we smoothed it off, tightened it with some heat. Look at that, man, that is sharp. All right, now with that last little detail, slight little shaping of the handle there, that brings the build portion of our Thunderbirds Ray Gun to a close. All right, here we are at the spray stand. We're going to begin coating our Thunderbirds Ray Gun with our Plastidip. And you know what we always say, even if you're outside in a well-ventilated area, do not spray without your respirator. All right, there we go. Several coats of Plastidip on our Ray Gun, looking pretty good. Easy stuff. That's it. Leave it alone, let it dry, then we'll begin painting it. Should be easy. Okay, here we are at the spray stand. We're going to begin hitting some of these coils with our Gloss Apple Red. All right, there we go. We've got our glossy apple red, the same red we used on the Lego lightsaber. Nice, we got it inside all the corners and the little crevices in there. Pretty nice. Now again, it didn't matter that we oversprayed. All right, nice. Leave it alone. Let's let it dry all the way through before we go for the next color. All right, now we're gonna come in with some of our cling wrap and we're gonna get it on here. All right, there we go. We've got our cling wrap and some tape covering our red parts. Now we're going to spray the whole rest of this with our awesome gloss deep blue. All right, here we go. Holy smokes, that's glossy. All right. Tape. All right, let's get our glove off here so we can make sure we don't have blue paint. Oh man, that is gonna be so cool. Look at that. Wow, that is sharp. All right. We're gonna use this. We're going to support it with a bottle of paint. There we go. Now we can leave that in there. We can let it sit. We can let all the blue dry. Holy cow, is that cool. All right, here we go. We're coming in with our silver. Trim right along the edge. Ooh, this is going down terrible. We're gonna have to do several coats here. Good grief, look at that. Wow. All right. We cut in all the way around the barrel right here at the front, around the sides. Now that's multiple coats of silver. That is looking tight. Look at that. Really nice. And that was it, man. Super easy paint job. You saw us come in and spray our gloss red on the coils. We didn't care about the overspray. Let it dry. We wrapped it with some cling wrap and some tape and then hit the gloss blue. Same thing, didn't care about any overspray, let that dry. Then we came in by brush, did 4 coats of silver on there, and that is sweet. Check that out, man, really cool. That was it, that easy. With that last detail, 4 coats of silver, that brings our Thunderbirds Ray Gun build to a close. Yeah, what I tell you, super fun and super easy, man. This was an easy build. They're all easy. Well, some got a little bit of tricky stuff in them, but it's more just being careful and taking your time than it is that it's hard. So here you go. Once again, nice and easy, super fun. You saw how we had to shape everything out like crazy back here with the Dremel. You saw how we cut that cool like recess out of the bottom of the body so we could feed the handle up in there, and look at that, man, that looks tight. And probably the most difficult part of the whole thing was this, because this is all just circles. It was really easy cutting them out, but you saw how we used that cool little metal rod to stick right through the middle so we could slide them all on one at a time and we could keep them pretty darn straight. That's pretty good. And really, really easy. Wow, looking good, man. I really love this. And you saw how easy the paint job was. We sprayed the red, sprayed the blue. After we sprayed the red, we wrapped a little cling wrap around it just to protect it, hit the blue, brushed on the silver, and bang, or I mean, psst, all finished. Look at that thing. Super cool. All right. So, that concludes making an EVA foam Thunderbirds Ray Gun. Hope you liked it. If you did, give us a like, share us with a friend, and subscribe to this channel, because together we're going to go step by step through a lot more super cool builds so that you get the props you deserve. Thanks for coming. See you next time.